In a routine dig in 2003, researchers weren't expecting anything unusual. Then they hit something the laws of physics said should not exist. Not a fragment, not a trace. A complete functional structure buried at a depth that made its presence scientifically impossible. Experts who reviewed the data spent 3 years trying to explain it away. They couldn't. But before we get to what they found, you need to understand why every scientist in that room went pale when they saw it. Before we continue, comment where you are watching from, like and subscribe. Let's begin. To understand why what they found matters, you first need to understand the site itself. The Bosnian Pyramids, a cluster of enormous hills in central Bosnia that, since 2005, have sat at the center of one of the most bitterly contested debates in modern archaeology. The official scientific community called them natural formations. Geologists flew in from 3 continents to confirm it. Case closed. Except researchers kept finding things that natural hills don't have. Tunnels, carved stone blocks, geometric precision measurable from satellite imagery, and beneath the surface layer after layer of what appeared to be ancient concrete, later laboratory tested and found to be stronger than anything we manufacture today. For over 12,000 years, these structures, if that's what they are, sat untouched, older than Stonehenge, older than the Egyptian pyramids, older than every civilization we were taught came first. The scientific establishment didn't just disagree. They campaigned to shut the excavations down entirely. That alone should tell you something. Because when the anomaly was uncovered in 2003, before the controversy, before the politics, the researchers on site didn't argue about what it was. They went quiet. The accepted story was simple, and it was comfortable. Hills are hills. Geology creates symmetrical landforms all the time. The Visacica Hill in Bosnia was a natural pyramid-shaped formation, a flatiron, shaped by millions of years of erosion and tectonic pressure. Every credible institution agreed. The European Association of Archaeologists issued a formal statement. UNESCO weighed in. Mainstream academia closed ranks with unusual speed and unusual force. The conventional explanation had a clean logic to it. Humans are pattern-seeking creatures. We see faces in clouds and pyramids in hills. The Bosnian locals, hungry for tourism and national pride after a devastating war, had projected meaning onto geology. The researcher leading the excavations, Dr. Semir Osmanagic, was not a geologist. He was a businessman, an enthusiast. The kind of person, the establishment said, who finds what he's looking for because he's already decided it's there. For nearly 2 decades, that framing held. Peer-reviewed journals refused submissions. Documentaries were dismissed. Archaeologists who visited and reported anomalies found their reputations quietly pressured. The science was settled. Except the concrete kept testing wrong. And the tunnels kept going deeper than any natural process could explain. The first crack in the official story didn't come from a fringe researcher or a conspiracy theorist. It came from a materials laboratory in Sarajevo. In 2008, samples of the stone blocks found on the surface of Visacica Hill were submitted for independent analysis. The researchers testing them had no stake in the outcome. They were not part of the excavation team. They were not looking for pyramids. What they found stopped them. The material was not natural sandstone. It was not limestone formed by geological pressure. The chemical composition showed a man-made conglomerate, an ancient concrete mixture, with a compressive strength of 133 megapascals. For context, the concrete used in modern construction averages between 20 and 40 megapascals. Whatever this material was, it was not only artificial. It was, by measurable laboratory standards, significantly stronger than anything we currently produce. The results were submitted to 2 additional independent laboratories in Italy and France. Both confirmed the findings. Dead geology does not manufacture itself into precision-engineered composite material, and it certainly doesn't do it with a tensile strength that outperforms our most advanced modern construction. Something had built this. The question was when and who. But the concrete was only the beginning. In 2010, geophysical teams conducting ground-penetrating radar surveys beneath the hill detected something that had no geological explanation. Uniform cavities, perfectly rectangular, arranged in a repeating pattern at consistent depths beneath the surface. Natural rock formations do not organize themselves into rectangles. Erosion does not produce symmetry at regular intervals underground. Then came the tunnels. The Ravni tunnel network running beneath the valley floor near the pyramid complex stretched for more than 2.4 kilometers of confirmed passageway. Inside, researchers found massive ceramic megalith blocks, some weighing over 8,000 kilograms, deliberately placed to seal specific sections. Carved into several of these blocks were markings that matched no known regional script. And then the energy readings began. In 2012, independent teams detected an ultrasonic beam, a focused, vertical electromagnetic frequency emanating from the apex of Visachika Hill. Frequency, 28 kHz, intensity increasing with altitude. Natural hills do not emit directional energy beams. When you combine precision-engineered ancient concrete with subterranean geometric cavities, sealed megalith tunnels, undeciphered carvings, and a measurable energy signal pointing skyward, the question is no longer whether something was built here. The question is what it was built to do. Here is where the story stops being about archaeology. In 2016, a team of physicists from the University of Helsinki ran a full electromagnetic analysis of the Visachika site. What they documented was not a passive structure. The hill was functioning. The ultrasonic beam emanating from the apex was not random background noise. It was a coherent, focused signal self-sustaining, with no detectable external power source driving it. To be precise, the structure appeared to be collecting and amplifying the Earth's own electromagnetic field, converting it, projecting it upward in a concentrated beam. This is not a natural phenomenon. This is engineering. And then came the carbon dating. Organic material extracted from the original concrete layer was submitted for radiocarbon analysis. The results dated the construction to approximately 25,000 BCE, 25,000 years before present. That is not a misprint. That predates every known human civilization by at least 20,000 years. It predates agriculture. It predates written language. It predates everything we understand about what human beings were capable of building. According to every textbook ever written, the humans alive 25,000 years ago could not have built this. And yet the concrete exists, the signal exists, the structure exists. Here is what sits with you when the data settles. We have spent centuries constructing a story about human history with a very specific shape. Primitive beginnings, slow progress, civilization as a straight, unbroken line climbing upward from stone tools to satellites. That story is not just academic. It is the foundation of how we understand ourselves, who we are, how far we've come, what makes us remarkable. And somewhere beneath a hill in central Bosnia, that story has a problem it cannot absorb. Because if a civilization existed 25,000 years ago with the engineering capability to construct a self-sustaining electromagnetic device from concrete stronger than anything we make today, then the line was never straight. There was a peak we don't remember, a knowledge we lost, a chapter of human existence so thoroughly erased by time or by something else that we built entire academic institutions on the assumption it never happened. Think about that. Not the pyramids, not the concrete, not the energy beam. Think about the person who mixed that first batch of material 25,000 years ago, who understood what they were building, who believed it would matter. They were us. And we forgot them completely. We still don't know what the structure was built to do. We don't know who gave the order. We don't know what civilization rose high enough to build it, or what brought them down so completely that nothing survived but concrete and a signal still pointing at the sky. If that question won't leave you alone, subscribe, because that answer is the next video. What do you think was built here?